Welcome everyone to another segment of Straight from the Paws. Today I have some very exciting guests with me. I have Dr. Deb Gerke from Pet Partners and Kathy Salmon, who's her office manager from Pet Partners. And they are from, again, Pet Partners, a nonprofit organization. Dr. Deb obviously is the vet there and the director, and Kathy has just become the office manager recently.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask Kathy. Kathy, could you tell us where Pet Partners is located?
Sure. We're at 139 Shaw Street in Fall River. Our phone number is 508-672-4813.
Okay, what are the hours there? I think they fluctuate, but main hours, what are they?
We're open Monday through Thursday. We have select Fridays and also Saturdays by appointment only.
Okay. Now, Dr. Deb, I know I called you the director, but I know you're the heart and soul of Pet Partners. And could you give us an understanding as to why you decided to choose, well, City of Fall River and what you're doing at the Pet Partners?
Yes, I had been working with a group of shelter volunteers and shelter workers back in the late 90s, and we had decided that we could provide more services to more people and more rescue groups if we were set up as an independent nonprofit organization. So we applied for nonprofit status, and we were awarded that in 2000 and opened our doors in 2001 and started out mainly as a spay-neuter clinic and providing wellness services. But since then, due to the demand for services, we've expanded, and we're not quite full service, but we offer most services that a full service clinic can offer.
Really? I wasn't aware of that. That's very interesting. Now, when you say full service, as far as can you do x-rays there and some surgeries besides the spay and neuters?
We offer elective soft tissue surgeries, so if it's not an emergency and it's something that the animal can be scheduled for with an appointment, then usually we can accommodate them. We do have the capability of x-rays. We work with Dr. Jen Trackman, who runs Bayside Mobile Clinic, and again, if it's not an emergency, we can accommodate the pet.
Awesome. Do you do dental work there?
Yes, we provide basic dental care. We are very focused on preventative medicine, and but if the animal does need a cleaning and they need anesthesia to do a proper cleaning, or they need basic extractions, then we can provide that service also.
Wow. So you keep rather busy.
We're very busy.
Very
yes.
busy. Well, I hope that the folks will contact, Pet Partners, because I know that it's a great service for the City of Fall River. People need, they need to have that, availability to come in, and you sound like your hours are pretty flexible right now. And I know Dr. Trackman also, and she's great too. So it's just basically you. She assists you, and you have some vet techs that work with you.
Yeah, we do have a good support staff. We also have a few other veterinarians that come in. One of my classmates from Purdue, Dr. Hanneman, comes in. She's usually there every Tuesday. And then we have Dr. Shannon Cutts that comes in and helps us with more complicated surgeries. She's an emergency vet, or has a lot of emergency experience and surgery experience, and works part-time at Ocean State.
Wow, I'm learning some new things today myself. I just thought that you were like the main focus, the heart. I still say you're the heart and soul of the organization, that's for sure. I know nonprofits, from running nonprofit Forever Paws, it's very difficult. And I know that you put a lot of time and effort into what you're doing. And I got to say, from the people of Fall River, thank you for your services, because you're doing an excellent job in providing for us what we need in this city. And I do appreciate that. I know and we'll talk a little bit later about how you've helped Forever Paws. Of course, you took away Kathy from us as a volunteer, but that's okay. We all share and share alike. Kathy, could you tell us exactly what your position is as an office manager, if you can even come up with a job description, what that entails?
I'm mainly responsible for the efficiency and organization of the office. I do everything from answering phones. I also take in appointments, but I manage a staff of 3 receptionists. I'm responsible for overlooking all the ordering. I do the marketing. We just uploaded our new website, petpartnersne.org. The social media. I also work on the grants and the fundraising.
Well, that keeps you quite busy.
It's a very, very, very busy office, but I'm lucky because I think I have a pretty crackerjack staff that I work with.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
It always feels good when you can say that the people that are working with you as a team, and that's one thing I like about Pet Partners, and one thing I say about Forever Paws, we all work as a team. It doesn't matter if you're the director, if you're the office manager, like you just said, you'll answer the phone, you'll do whatever you have to do to keep the flow going, and that's what's really important, I think. When we work as team members and we help the animals that can't help themselves, but we are the voice for the animals, that's what's important. And I really, I've been doing this for quite some years now, and I won't say how many, and you try to perfect things, you try to do things and do a great job at it, and you start seeing, you really see all the wealth coming out when the animals are so happy, and they get those forever homes, and they get the medical that they need. As you know, with Forever Paws, we take in a lot of older dogs, and that some people probably wouldn't say are adoptable. And Dr. Deb, you've been very good at helping us out. If we have a quick question and we say, can we come send someone down right away, and you'll say, yep, bring them down, and you're very good about staying later and helping us out, and we appreciate that very, very much. I know that you also have helped come to the shelter and help us out at the shelter, and you want to tell the audience a little bit about what you can do at the shelter for us, what you've done in the past?
Well, I've helped out with checking in new animals to see if there are any issues that might delay their adoption, things that may or may not be easily fixed. Sometimes they have a bad ear infection. Upper respiratory infections are quite common, and so our main goal is to get these animals as healthy as quick as possible and allow them to go to their new home.
And you do a great job with us. You really help us out a great deal, and like I say, people really, if you want a great vet, go see Dr. Deb at Pet Partners, because she does help us out. Even though she's got her nonprofit organization, she's also helping Forever Paws and getting us set up. And like I said, every time my staff calls you, you're always there for us, and that's well appreciated. You have helped us with a lot of animals, and I can't say enough about that. Also, you also work with some of the students from Tufts. You've had some students come in, and I know that they've come to Forever Paws to look at shelter medicine. Can you tell the audience a little bit about that?
Sure. A number of veterinary schools across the country now have a shelter medicine program. They have found through the years that practicing shelter medicine requires some additional knowledge and expertise than just working in regular private practice. In a shelter, you're dealing with a large group of animals that may be under stress. Again, they're coming in with problems, and sometimes just coping with 10 cats with upper respiratory infections can be devastating. And so it's looking at the physical plant of the shelter and making sure that there's a good airflow, that these sick animals are quarantined, and basically just, again, trying to get the animals as healthy as possible. I think Dr. Cindy Comstock and Dr. Shinneman have done a fabulous job. I know Dr. Comstock also runs a vaccine clinic there at the shelter to help out the local residents. We're just trying to help out the community and make sure the animals in this area are well taken care of.
I appreciate that. I think sometimes people don't understand there's a difference between shelter medicine and regular veterinary medicine, and I know people have asked a lot of questions about that, so I'm glad that you could clarify that for the audience. I know that this is going to be a crazy question to ask, but is there a typical day for you at Pet Partners? Could you explain a little bit about that?
I would say most days are atypical. We never know what's going to come through our door, but generally we offer surgeries on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and usually half of that day is devoted to rescue groups, and then the other half is for the general public. We offer services to anybody. We don't screen people based on income. We're interested in your pet and not the owner. The animal control quite frequently will bring us animals, cats, dogs, seagulls, swans, geese.
Nice.
That need attention. Unfortunately, sometimes it's to bid farewell, but at least we're doing it in a humane fashion. So I would say that there really isn't a typical day. They're just usually very busy days, but very rewarding, and we're glad to be there.
Wow, that takes a lot in. That's a lot that you do there. And, I hear what you're saying, the seagulls and all that, because I know when we just had this, Cindy from Animal Control in Fall River, and she was explaining about the animals here and different animals that she's had to pick up, and snakes and bats and all the things that she does on a 24/7, and it's very difficult. I don't think people understand, and when they see, unfortunately, an animal that's deceased, they automatically think that, Cindy's supposed to take care of it, and she had to explain to the audience, and that was very difficult because, especially if it's your own pet, you don't want to have to call, or you don't know whose pet it is. You're going to call somebody up. People don't understand that, if you hit an animal or do something, take the responsibility for it, and that's what we want the audience to understand. It was an accident. Accidents occur. But don't leave an animal to suffer, because sometimes they're not found and they're suffering there, and then they don't get to the vet and they don't get to put down in a humane way, and that's very sad. And I'm glad to hear that as much as can be possible. I think it's important to people to understand that it happens here in Fall River, and I think Animal Control does a great job. So that's a good thing to do. Now, you mentioned about rescues. Can you tell me a little bit about the rescues?
Yes, we work with a number of different rescue groups. I have a list here. The main ones just in Fall River, and we're very fortunate that we have all of these different groups. Again, Fall River Animal Control is not a rescue group per se, but they bring in a lot of unowned animals for care, and then we're able to send them off where they need to go. Obviously, Forever Paws. Then there's the Fall River Animal Wellness and Adoption Center, and I believe they primarily work with cats. And then the Fall River Animal Coalition, which just had the Bark in the Park
Right.
fundraising event, but they provide a lot of services, again, for unowned animals and for owned animals where the owners just don't have the funds to sometimes do like an animal that needs a lot of dental work. And it is in pain and needs extractions. Sometimes they're able to help. So they're a great group to support. Some of the other groups, a little bit outside of this area, Habitat for Cats we've worked with for years. They're based in Dartmouth. The Humane Coalition is a multitude of groups, but is based in New Bedford. Friends of Homeless Animals, Blind Dog Rescue, and then Paws Watch in Newport, Rhode Island.
That's quite a list. So you really are out there. I mean, when we say that you're a nonprofit organization, you really are a nonprofit organization, and you're really providing a service for everyone in the community, in the various communities, not just Fall River, which I think is really a good service. I mean, I think that people have to understand that, and that's one of the reasons why I agreed to do this program straight from the Paws, because I think the community needs to understand a little bit better about what we're offering for the animals in our area. People say, well, the community, what do you offer? Well, we offer a lot, and I don't think a lot of people know. I know when they call the shelter and they're asking, they ask us if we have veterinary service. We say we don't, but we offer them. We don't usually say, where do you live? We just say, okay, here's some vets in the area, and we tell them, and they say, well, I live in Swansea. Well, you still can come if you have some problems. You can contact, Dr. Deb, Pet Partners, and take a look at what they can offer to you. And the people are really responsible, and they care about their animals. They will make that phone call. Some people, well, not so much, but they do the best that they can. I think at this point, I'd like to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to come back. We'll talk a little bit about how you have fundraisers to help supplement your income Pet Partners. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you are really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
That's slow, that's slow, that's slow.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks. Visit us at stoptextsstopwrecks.org.
Do your part. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank today.
Welcome back to Straight from the Paws. Today I have my guests with me, Dr. Deb Gerke and Kathy Salmon from Pet Partners. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
We're going to do our second section now and see what's going on. Now, while we were having break, we just talked a little bit, Dr. Deb, about one of your big success stories. Want to tell us a little bit about Meredith?
Sure. Meredith Taylor is a Fall River resident. Went to public school here in the city and started volunteering for Forever Paws a number of years ago, and contacted me about 6 years ago and said, I really want to be a veterinarian. May I volunteer at Pet Partners? And so she started coming in during her summer breaks and helping out. And then thankfully she was accepted at the Pennsylvania Veterinary School, and she is now in her 4th year.
Wow.
Every summer she has come and spent time with us. This summer it was just for a few weeks because of her schedule, but it's just a wonderful story about a child growing up wanting to be a vet and making her way through the system, and she's going to be coming back hopefully to this area next year and starting her career.
That's awesome. That is a great story. And I do remember Meredith. And also, we also have another young lady that we had volunteer at our shelter. She's at Tufts. And we're hoping that Melanie will be able to come back again. And this summer she didn't come back to us. She's been very, very busy and very focused on her education. But she worked for us, and she went to different vets, and she was hanging around and doing all of the vet things, and very shy and demure young lady, and we didn't really think, I was like, wow, I hope she can do this, and boy, she really turned around, and when you have the love and passion for the animals, that's what happens. You can really change your personality, and she's there, and as far as I've talked to her parents, and she's doing well too, so we've got two great success stories from Fall River going in the veterinary area, and that's really great, and I hope they both come back and help out here. Well, talk to me a little bit about, I know feral cat population in Fall River. Everyone's always calling about trying to bring in the cats to the shelter. I've got a cat outside, or it's a cat that somebody just lets out of their home because they can no longer support them, and then there are feral cats. Could you tell us a little bit of the difference and what you think was happening for feral cats in the city?
There's a big unowned cat population. It's amazing sometimes when these cats are trapped how many of them are friendly, and they've already been declawed, they've already been spayed, so somebody has owned them and the cat has either gotten loose or somebody's abandoned them. I know animal control oftentimes gets calls about somebody's moved out of an apartment and they've left a cat in the apartment building. So we do have services where we can help try to connect people with groups to help with trapping, and then bring the cat in and have them spayed and neutered. If the person that has found the cat doesn't have the funds to have them spayed and neutered, sometimes we are able to find grant money or find a group that's able to provide the funds. So our main focus is to try to network with all these different rescue groups and other nonprofits and figure out a way to make it happen.
So that might be some of the work that you do, Kathy.
It is. I just recently brought in the Blind Dog Rescue Group out of Pennsylvania.
So you are very busy.
I'm very busy.
You're very busy there. Dr. Deb doesn't give you any time for breaks there. You're on the phone and contacting different organizations.
I'm
That's
okay
great.
with that.
You're okay with
Oh,
that. And
yeah.
that's really wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I know today we have a very special guest, and I'm going to ask my co-host, Bev Andrade, one of my board of directors, to bring in our ambassador, Sebastian. There he is. Thanks, Bev.
So he's trying out a costume. The costume
There you go, Sebastian. Get comfortable.
was provided by
I can get it for you.
by
you go.
Fashion Paws. It's a company here in Fall River owned by Christine Raposa. And her information will be on the Pet Partners website. And you'll be able to contact her if you're interested in a custom-made costume. Her phone number is 774-995-1228. And the reason we're trying out a costume on him is we're having a fundraiser this fall. It's called the Great Pumpkin Road Race and Dog Walk. It's held in Warren, Rhode Island at the Pete Seppi Pavilion. And it's on Sunday, October 26th. It starts out with a costume contest and kids fun run. And then we have a costume contest for adults. And then we have a dog walk. The walk can be participated by people that don't have a dog. And then we also have a 5K running race that goes off around noontime. We have hopefully live music. We'll have a lot of food. We get beer donated by Sam Adams. And the goal of the fundraiser is to raise money for our special surgery fund. And we use these monies to help Forever Paws with animals that come in that nobody owns. And again, they have special needs. Sometimes it's an older cat or dog that has never been spayed, and they have lumps and bumps, teeth issues. We try to take care of those. And then some of the funds will go to the Warren Animal Shelter for the same reason.
Yes, well, I want to say that we have been very happy to join you. I know originally it was just, we said, oh, we'll get a couple of volunteers, but lately we're actually on the, I want to show everybody the pamphlet, if you can see the pamphlet. Forever Paws is listed there too with Warren, because we have now decided that we want to work in conjunction with Dr. Deb and her group, and we actually have done we do 2 fundraisers a year with Dr. Deb. So last year we had a wine tasting, and we continue to help out with this great road race. So if you're a runner and you're interested in helping out your animals, or you just want to come by and see it and maybe make a donation, it's a great day. I mean, we've had sometimes we have great weather. I remember one year we had snow, another year we had rain, but you'll be amazed at how many animal lovers will just come out and participate for the love of the animals. And it's a great, great day. It's a lot of fun, and I get to be the judge usually at the costume, and that for all the costumes, and that's a very difficult decision that day. I get very nervous about it because I don't know, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but there's some great costumes out there, and then the people that come in with the runners and wearing the costume, it's like overwhelming sometimes. So if you've never been, I highly recommend that you come to this great road race. And again, I'm going to have to read it off because I'm not good with dates, but
They
September,
can actually,
October. Go ahead.
They can go to our website.
Okay, great.
It's at petpartnersne.org, and right on our landing page, it'll bring you right to all the information.
Awesome. So folks, please, if you have an animal at home and you've ever had services from Pet Partners and you'd like to participate. This is a great event to participate in. Family, friends, you know, children, you know, everyone has a great time that day. And usually we, the end of the race, people do enjoy those bottles of beer. But Dr. Deb also has she's a very nutrition oriented person, so she makes sure that she has the baked potatoes and everything there for the people, which is nice.
Yeah, Samson Potato Farms out of Westport donates the potatoes.
Wow.
And they're absolutely delicious. And a lot of the local businesses will donate food. So if you do own a restaurant or a grocery store, we're happy to accept donations.
There you go.
But again, the funds will help out a lot of different rescue groups through our special surgery fund.
Yeah. Samson, hey, Sebastian, you are adorable. Yes, you are. Thank you for coming on and being such a great ambassador for this event. Now, Dr. Deb or Kathy, do you have anything else you'd like to tell our audience?
Well, if anybody's interested in being a sponsor for the event, they can also go on the website and download the sponsor form, or they can give me a call at the office or email me at info.petpartnersne.org.
Great. All right. So, Bev, are you planning to join us this year with your little dog? You are? Okay. All right. And how are you? Now, one other question. I know you mentioned about the hours and stuff, but you don't have evening hours. Is that true? I just want to make sure for the audience.
Right now we do not.
You do not. Okay.
We're hoping to expand our hours in the future, and we're looking for another veterinarian to come in and help us, just because we've been so busy. Unfortunately, my classmate, Dr. Hanneman, lives an hour and a half away, and so it's too far for her to come on a daily basis. So we're hoping to expand our hours eventually. We do offer one Saturday a month usually, and we hope to broaden that time out too.
All right. Well, if there's any vets watching the show and they would like to help out Dr. Deb at Pet Partners, you can reach them at Pet Partners and, you know, let them know that you're willing to help out this great organization. Again, Dr. Deb has been, you know, instrumental in helping Forever Paws with all that anytime we need someone, she's always there for us. And I think that's something that people have to understand. When you're an animal person, you're there 24/7. It's not just a 9-to-5 job,
Right.
you know, and you don't get to sit at your lunch and just say, okay, it's time for lunch, let's all close up and go to the, you know, let's order pizza. If you eat on the run and you have a good day, you might get your lunch in at a certain time of day. At least you know that you're not growling from hunger. But I think Forever Paws and Pet Partners has a great partnership. And I hope that it continues to work in that vein. And I know that, you know, unfortunately, some people in this area, and with the economy the way it has been for a long time, people are really having a hard time, and they're leaving their animals behind. And it's getting more difficult for us to do our jobs. And I think you would both agree with me on that, that it is hard. It's very hard, and it's a labor of love, and a labor that sometimes becomes overwhelming. You know, sometimes you see the animals come in and you say, how are we going to take care of this one? But, you know, again, we can pick up the phone and we help each other out, and I think that's what's important for everyone to understand, that we all work so closely together. Well, thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. Sebastian, you were the star of the show, no matter what they say. They think they are, but you really were the star this afternoon. And folks, thank you for watching another show of Straight from the Paws. We'll be back again next month. Enjoy your time, and please don't forget about their great fundraiser that they're having. Thank you very much.